then what is the most fun? I just want to sort of go, what is the most fun thing that everyone does
when you do art for
animation?
yourself, when it's not a commission.
No, I don't agree. I get so stressed out when I have to. Yeah, when I have to do something for myself.
Too much pressure on myself. I'm like, is this good enough? No, I'm taking too long. Oh my god.
If somebody has like a guide for you, it like offers like some security. You're like, I know what to do. I know how to make this person happy that they're going. But when it's you, you're like, I don't know how to make myself happy with art anymore.
Yeah, like having a client tell you like, I need this with these things, or just like even leaving it a little bit flexible, but they've got an idea what's in mind. I'm like, yeah, I can get this done for you, give you loads of options. When it's me trying to design something, I'll just sit there for ages just thinking, I could do this, I could do that. Oh, let me check Twitter. Like, it's just, it's hard.
Yeah. I like seeing it all come together. Like if I've been working on a project for ages, it just feels like it's dragging on for so long, and then especially with animation, which is quite ridiculous. Exactly. How long does it usually take you to make a video? Well, I run 2 channels at once, so I'm not really the best at juggling them, but like if I'm really putting my mind to it, maybe like 3 weeks or something, but
yeah, 3 to 4 weeks is usual for like one-man band animation stuff, and that's working hard.
Sure. How long is that in terms of duration then? Is that like an 8-minute video, 5-minute video, like a 3-week thing? How long does the video end up being?
Well, in minutes, like.
So like a minute?
It depends on the content. It depends like how heavy the animation is going to be in it. I mean, I'm using the term animation loosely as well, because a lot of what I do is actually, like, I try and cheat, because you just can't do full frame-by-frame animation. It's not sustainable for like 10 minutes of content. So you've got to make like stills where you can and maybe bounce it in and out or whatever. But I'd say that's like a 9-10 minute video.
Sure, and that's, yeah.
Same for you, Lucy, or?
Is that?
Sorry. Would a like a 9-10 minute video take you about like 3 or 4 weeks? Yeah, right.
Is that?
It will take like 2 months.
So like, because my videos, when I do animation, I tend to do them about 1 minute or 30 seconds, and it takes me a couple of days. And like, I don't stretch into that 10-minute mark. But I was just wondering, what's the reasoning for doing the longer form video? Is it the dreaded A word? Is it?
I think a lot of people have had success earlier on with making slightly longer form, like YouTube's changing all the time, you know. First they say they want family-friendly content, and then they say they don't, am I right? But like there was hitting that 10-minute mark was a big deal for a lot of people for a long time. Just for YouTube, not only for the ad revenue, but for YouTube to say, oh, this channel is making longer content, let's promote it, because they can put it back to back and people will keep watching. But
also with YouTube, you can't do after video ads or mid-roll ads until it's 10 minutes long, and so that increases our threefold. So YouTube's like, you're making more money on the video, we're going to put it out more so we make more money.
Should we have a quick top tip for everybody in terms of, because we don't have time to like do an audience Q&A, but does anybody have a burning one?
Go down.
So just try and play on your strengths, because like, I still struggle a lot with certain things with art, like say anatomy-wise, like try and draw a shoulder and cry for an hour because I don't know what I'm doing. But
same,
then,
honestly. I draw people for a living and I don't know how people work.
Right, so instead of crying about that, I'll maybe try and push my expressions really harder and do things that I know I'm like semi-good at. So yeah, and try not to get too caught up with like developing a particular rigid style, because I know that like no matter what I do, it's gonna change in like 6 months anyway, like even if you don't mean for it to. So yeah, just take things day by day.
Yeah, that's a good one. Don't like get caught up in trying to develop your own original style, because that kind of ties in with my like top tip. Because everybody's like, oh, I really want to develop like a nice painting style and learn how to like polish stuff. But I'm always like, focus on sketching first.
Right.
Do a lot of sketches and get a lot of mileage, and then start polishing up your best work, if that makes sense. Same with like your style. Your style will come later. Practice first, I think. That's a good tip for starting people, I think. Yeah.
I think stay passionate, like understand that it's a lot of hard work. It's the same as doing any other job, whether you're being an engineer or a doctor. It takes a lot of training, takes a lot of practice. And if anybody tells you, oh, art isn't a real job, well, tell them to look around them. Everything around you has been designed. These lights were designed by somebody. The chairs you're sitting on were designed by somebody. Your phone apps are all designed. It's all based in artwork and creativity. It's really important, and without it, the world would be a lot more of a boring place. So, yeah.
It wouldn't function, honestly.
Exactly.
I guess if you don't think that you like art or you think you can't do it, just start with something simple and don't be afraid. And don't be afraid to post it online. Because a lot of people, they do really good stuff and they're too afraid to post it. Don't be afraid. You can always delete it if you want to, but I'd say just go for it.
It's a good place to learn with getting feedback as well if you put it online, right?
It's like when you think of athletes, do they come out of their mum's belly being able to run or being able to throw a javelin? No, it takes a lot of time, practice, and dedication. Exactly the same for art. I think if you think of a spider, if you can't draw a spider, but then you draw it 10,000 times, for the 10,000th drawing, you're going to be a lot better at drawing that spider. So, yeah.
Good. We'll end it on spiders then, I guess. Oh no, I'll do a quick top tip. Have as much fun. Remember, it's always fun. Drawing is fun. It should be fun. Make it fun. Like, it can be work, but don't think of it as work. Think of it as you're having a great time. It's a privilege. Stick it to the man. Let's go. You gotta go. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Amazing about you guys and YouTube and conventions like this is that I feel like it gives a real platform for people to talk about issues like this that I think, go back maybe 10 years, I think these issues weren't discussed as much as they are now, and I think there was an enormous stigma around so many of these things. But now more and more people are coming out online and talking about various different mental health conditions, etc. So do you think that stigma is starting to kind of fall away, or do you think we've still got a long way to go?
Well, for me, because I've had anxiety my entire life, so since I was like 3 years old, I used to say, I have anxiety, and people would think I'm just being a drama queen, or they didn't know what it was, or whatever. But now, obviously with social media, more people know what it is. When I say I've got anxiety, people are being more sympathetic. I sometimes find that goes in the opposite direction, that so many people are aware of anxiety and depression, things like that. They sort of now self-diagnose themselves, they sort of hear about it on social media and assume they've got it, and they don't actually go and get any help for it. So I think it's quite important that it is good and it is getting rid of the stigma, but it's too much awareness can be a bad thing.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. When people first started talking about mental health and stuff, I think it was just before it became popular. And I feel like people just started saying it just for the sake of saying it because they knew that it would get them views rather than it being the main focus and the main point. So it is dropping. I think the stigma is going away, but it is not a popularity contest.
I would argue against that in terms of that. I think to a certain degree, even if talking about it gets you views, particularly with male mental health, I don't see anything wrong with male creators making videos on their own personal mental health experiences. Because even if they're making it with a slightly, it's gonna make me a half-mil video, yes, mindset, they're still opening up about something which, as the broader category of mental health, male mental health is still very much stigmatized. And I think that any person who comes forward, even if it's got a slightly ulterior motive to it, on the male side of it, I think is providing a beacon of opportunity for other men to talk about it. So I think whilst I do agree in the general terms, I think when you look more specifically at certain groups who suffer with mental health illnesses, I think that even if you're making it for views, it almost still has a beneficial effect.
I think all this conversation has been pretty heavy, because it is important, but it has been quite heavy. So I want to move it on to something a little bit lighter, and something a little divisive amongst creators, and this is about Instagram likes. Now I don't know if you guys know about this. It's Instagram potentially taking away the number of likes, so you can't see how many people have liked your photos or can't see how many people have liked other people's photos. Apparently they're doing this in a bid to, protect the mental health of young people, though people are a little skeptical about that. So I'm just interested to hear what you guys think. Are we for removing likes or are we against it?
Against.
Tell me why.
Because, you know, it doesn't get rid of it entirely. It just now says, for example, I saw it on one of my own Instagram things, it says, this person likes it and thousands of others. Like, how is that better? Like, if anything, that feels worse. It's like, what? That's the language of that. Just makes you feel, I was just like, damn, thousands of others? Ooh. And like, it also, it just, if you're putting your self-worth into likes, which is something that's very easily done in society today, like the problem is not by removing the likes. The problem needs to be dealt with at the source, which is trying for Instagram actively promoting platforms that can like help you deal with that feeling, rather than almost being like, oh, we're gonna try and remove it, but they can't remove it, because at the end of the day it also affects business. Like if you're promoting a product on Instagram, a company might want a certain amount of reach. If you can't see how many likes that post has, it's going to affect your business. But on like a psychological viewpoint, seeing and others, and it's never and others, it's like and tens of others or and thousands of others, that doesn't remove the problem anyway. So it doesn't work.
I don't think the problem is likes on Instagram. I think the problem is filters and photoshopping and all that. Like, I don't think seeing how many likes somebody's got is going to, like, maybe, but it's not going to severely affect somebody's mental health. But seeing Photoshop pictures or these like beautiful skins and these filters on, that's where the problem I think lies on Instagram, not so much the likes.
I think it comes down to like, when people are trying to crack the code for these social media platforms and how can we make it better, how can we do this, it's all down to the people. So, you know, it's not down to changing the algorithm or changing likes and taking them away and stuff. It's people are liking photos that are fake, and they're liking photos that are all glamorous and stuff. But then in the back they're like, oh, why are they posting photos like that? But you're still liking it. So it's like, it's down to the people who are actively putting out content and also consuming content. We have the control over who we decide to follow. So if you decide to follow all of these people that are like putting out these fake lives and stuff, and you personally know it, or you have an inkling that they're doing it, so why are you doing it? But that's human nature, so it's like it's taking it back to the source. Like, is it a thing of like trying to spot? I mean, what can you do? Can you try and spot people who are using Photoshop and suppress their posts and then boost other people's posts? It's like, what do you do? This is a life that we're in, and I think it's just, they're trying to change things to make things better, when I don't actually think there is a way to make things better unless we change our own ways of thinking.
The problem is, I think, not all of us, but I'm certainly a hypocrite when it comes to this. I'm like, I don't like this kind of content shouldn't belong in my feed, and then next minute I'll see some beautiful boy with lovely abs that are probably photoshopped on, and I'm the first person to be double tapping and leaving a comment. So, you know, I feel like it's this kind of vicious cycle that never ends.
But I don't think it's necessarily your fault. Like, humans from the start of human existence have like looking at beautiful things. Like, it's just the way you are. And but the beauty of that is, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And what's photoshopped on to make one woman look good will look bad photoshopped onto another woman. And like, it's about the fact that everyone has individual beauty. It doesn't matter whether it's artificially enhanced or surgically enhanced or natural. Like, you are going to look beautiful to someone. And that is like what I think we need to push more, is that like, okay, if you want to Photoshop pictures and it makes you feel good about yourself, cool, but be honest about what you're doing. I think that it's education in the way people are making these pictures look the way they are, rather than trying to change the whole of human logic, which is don't like things that are pretty.
I get more anxious posting a video, like performing to a camera, than I do performing on a stage. Just because if you mess up on a stage, sometimes it doesn't matter because it's the experience of everything, perhaps. Whereas the camera, it's got to be perfect. I don't know. Do you guys have an experience with that?
Yeah, I haven't performed on the stage much, but I remember when I did, I was like, well, at least no one's gonna upload the full video. So if there's mistakes, only the people in the moment will remember that. But I don't know, recording covers is really difficult because you can sing a song perfectly, you can practice it for weeks, and you can sing it perfectly, and then as soon as you turn the camera on, you turn the like mic on, you have to make sure you're in the right position. I just feel like I like freeze up sometimes. So it kind of depends. It really depends.
I've definitely definitely had that before. I think sometimes like some of my best takes are ones where I've recorded and gone, oh, thank God, and the camera hadn't even started filming. But I think a perfect example of what you're talking about with performance anxiety is last year, for example, on my album tour, I played in Amsterdam and I was singing one of my songs called Sucks For You, and I fell over my own shoes and fell flat on my ass. But people were filming it. I think I saw like 20 videos on Twitter of it, but it was fine and it was funny, and I played it off and everyone had a good laugh. But I think when you post a cover that you've recorded and then you've edited or like EQ'd and done all that, I feel like there's this aura of when you submit like a performed piece of content that's directly to a viewer, there seems to be like more room for people to just critique it and, you know, really get really skeptical of it, really critical. But in a live scenario, people do seem more understanding that sometimes things happen, sometimes things go wrong, sometimes mics fail, or sometimes you fall on your arsehole. Well, hopefully not. But yeah, I think overall, as I was saying on a panel yesterday, I think there has become more of a scope of the last few years, especially, I think people have become far more critical in comments and things like that. So I think for people starting out now posting covers, I could see how there might be more anxiety nowadays, not only because the community's got bigger, but I do think the community has got nastier as well in terms of its comments sometimes.
I actually forgot what the question was.
Sorry.
It was experiences of sort of recording stuff or stuff as and live, and which one, whether you get performance anxiety with.
So I probably get more performance anxiety when I'm recording final vocals for songs than I do live, because once you're live, you get into the swing of it, and also if you play a lot of live shows, it just gets easier to do, exposure therapy and all that. But yeah, live vocals, there's something about something being final that like can make it feel very like tense, and you know, and as soon as you're tense, it's tense, yada yada yada. Yeah, and that isn't something that actually goes away from me. It doesn't matter how many times I record my vocals, I still get really shook up, but oh no, even though it's gonna get comped, even though it's gonna get auto-tuned and EQ'd, it's like, it's tense.
You've done a thing there where we've kept it light, but they've made me the moderator, so I can't help but go deep. And like all good comedians, I am going to recycle some material, so apologies to both Taha and Becky who were on my panel yesterday. You have talked about sort of like humour as a defence mechanism there, and I feel like a lot of us have. Yeah, I go deep. We're going to really. You look terrified.
It's like trembling.
Get ready. And the world can be quite a scary, mean place. Do you find it hard to continue to find like fresh ideas and keep going and keep doing stuff and be funny when people can be quite harsh back to you? When they receive your stuff?
Yes and no. I think like I'm so like obsessed with comedy now that like when people are mean to me, I'm like I only am offended when their hate comment isn't comedically good. I'm like, if you come slick with bars, if you come up with like the greatest roast of all time, I'm like, all right, I respect the craft of this. And so like, the only time I'm offended by hate comments now is when it's like, you're ugly. I'm like, if you're gonna tell me I'm ugly, you have to like
at least try.
You have to try, like, you know, make a meme format out of it. Or,
do you think that by making because I'm quite
firstly, maybe just send me nice things, but like if not,
because I'm quite acerbic and sardonic and all of those things, and sarcastic.
I know that one.
Yeah,
I didn't hear it.
The other two just basically mean sarcastic. They're just quite. So I tend to give it and thus receive it at the same time. Do you know what I mean? People feel like, because you build that connection, especially when you make content where like you look directly down the camera and see what's like that. How do you deal with that? Is it just banter to you guys? You're like, yeah, fine, people giving it back are being funny, or is it ever like, whoa, how about you step off?
Well, in terms of hate, it doesn't affect me at all, because I just think of it as like letters on the screen. Like, if they're saying it to me in real life, maybe I might get offended, but not over a screen, you know, like not in the comment section. It just doesn't work.
You got to think as well, they would never say it in person.
Yeah, for real.
Unless one of you wants to stand up. I'm joking. But yeah, I just kind of, like I said yesterday, I just take it
as a joke and kind of use it to then fuel my next video and be like, they think I'm this girl who thinks she's really funny. Let's play on that.
That's because you are...
Thanks, Taha.
Becky.
Yes?
No,
Oh,
it's
come
over.
on,
It's killed.
guys.
We killed it.
The audience
I was just
is well
confirming it was
trained.
dead. Sometimes the killer comes back for one final, here, and it didn't. What's your name? Where'd you come from?
I'm Yasmin. I'm from Nottingham.
Yasmin from Nottingham, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a Robin Hood.
How do you feel when the comments you're getting are like comments about a joke you made in a video that was just you? The comments that are just saying that you as a human being are funny, the bits that aren't controlled, you know what I mean? How do you respond to that?
What? We could not hear it as well.
How do you, when people say you are funny or like something, they comment on a throwaway comment you made in a video, how do you respond to that? Because obviously it's not something you're aware of. Does it make you think?
As in, like sometimes you say something you're not realising it's funny and then people jump in on that.
Becky does this all the time.
You just say thank you, don't you?
Me?
I know. I don't
get it.
Sorry, yeah. Becky does this all the time, like genuine. Like you'll just be sat with Becky, and then she'll like almost say it to herself, and then everyone just starts crying. This is the funniest thing, and then Becky's there like, wait, what's happened? Like, but in like a cuter Welsh accent, and yeah, you do it a lot. You're really funny.
I feel like I script my videos, and then the bit I didn't script, everyone's like, oh, it's funny, and I'm like,
that's literally why I don't.
Help! Oh, we're fine.
You can keep going.
That was
me.
basically
That
it,
was
but
mine.
yeah,
We're finished with the answer.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's just weird when someone finds something funny. You're like, I just didn't even expect that.
I sometimes find it a little bit like, oh man, you didn't like I didn't mean that to be. But I can find it. I'm quite insecure. I don't know if anyone's noticed.
You're
but
insecure. You're insecure. You're insecure.
Thank you. Probably cut that. Yeah, I know. So I could, if that happens, I'm like, shit. Can you not focus on all of these like 26,000 other things that I tried to really hard to make funny? So yeah, but it's then just you can't let every single thing get to you. It sounds really trite to be like, you just gotta go with the flow. But certainly in my experience, it's just like, well, okay. Or own it and then run with it next time. And you never know, it could end up as merch, which is the dream merch. I would like more questions.
Hello, I'm Rihanna. I'm from Tenerife.
Oh, that's nice.
I wanted to know if you have any like inspirations from like a comedy or stuff like that. Any comedians or something you look up to?
I do. Can I speak? Hell yeah. Okay, so if you go to Channel 4's YouTube channel, they have a 24-hour live stream of 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown. Yeah, and also the other thing is, would I lie to you? Lee Mack is objectively the funniest man alive, to be honest. And also, basically every day before I go to sleep, I put on the 24-hour live stream of 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown, and then
I'm not in it, to be clear. He's gesturing to me like I'm in some way.
Oh yes. No, this is just in general the concept of 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown is over here, and I play it, and then I go to sleep, and then in the morning I feel funnier.
Like learning a language overnight.
Yeah.
Comedy. I quite like. I'm Russell Brand before he told everybody not to vote and then changed his mind after it was too late to register to vote.
Can I say one more thing about Lee Mack?
Okay, cool.
The best joke of all time was when Jimmy Carr said that Lee Mack is French for co. Genius. Iconic.
That is quite funny. That is quite funny. But also like Charlie Brooker and Ellen DeGeneres even. I think it's important to get a wide range of different comedic styles.
You guys, I want to know your comedians because you're funnier than both of us. So.
Talk to them, Becky.
Well, my favourite person in the entire world is Chris Lilly from Mr. G, Summer Heights High. Yeah. And I make
Summer
sure...
Heights High?
Yes.
What's that?
Dan. Oh, sorry, I thought you were being like...
No, walk me through it.
It's how do you explain that? Have you ever seen it?
I have not.
Oh, right, honestly, if you've not seen it, Summer Heights High, go watch it. It's about this teacher. And he's funny. You'd love it. And there's a song in it that says... Not now. Okay, no, sorry.
No, do it.
But I put it in every single video. And if I don't put it in, then people...
I feel like you just took something from us. What was going to happen?
Do it.
Sing the song.
Yeah, you guys sing it. Stand up. Stand up. In the name of comedy.
Come on.
Up you get.
Sing the song. Dan, give him the mic. Yeah, all right, do it. Yeah, fair.
Public humiliation.
I'm the moderator. I get what I want.
Are we
You ready?
consensual? Are they of age? Do we get some consensual?
Come on.
Come on. Someone say.
Cannot. They cannot let us down.
We've got 5 minutes. That's enough time to sing a song, isn't it?
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Come on. All right.
Don't know.
In the meantime, I can tell you more things about Lee Mack.
Probably don't.
Who's that guy that dresses as a nurse or a doctor?
Dr. Sango, my friend.
He's funny.
And we got one more person in the crowd, Osh. He's actually a magician. He's sick. I love him. Yeah, shout out to everyone, even Macca, man.
My
I
favorite.
love everyone. I love my team.
My favorite show right now. If you go into Channel 4.
Right. Okay. Good.
No. Okay. Seriously, Patriot Act on Netflix with Hassan Minaj is my favorite actual thing. Followed by, if you go into Channel 4.
Okay, so I think we've got time for one final question.
We've got live stream.
Yeah, coming to you. Okay, make it a good one. And if it's not, I'll personally attack you.
What's your least favourite and most favourite video you've ever made?
Your least favourite, such a decent question to finish on. Least favourite and most favourite video you've ever. I'm going to come up some stairs because that's not graceful.
I've said it once on a panel, I'll say it again. I once put my makeup on with a vegan nugget, like a nugget.
Like a chicken nugget?
But yeah, but it was vegan. Okay, I'm not trying to cancel myself.
I understand the concept of vegan.
Yeah, so I just, put it on with my makeup. And it was honestly the lowest point in my life.
But imagine the grease contamination on your face.
Oh, my skin hasn't been the same since.
I can imagine.
And then my favourite was when an earthquake hit Wales.
That's a banging video. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
We will rebuild.
Hey!
And that's that.
My least favourite video is probably the prank I done on my sister. Where I told her I'm not going to university and she got triggered because, I'm Indian and I have to go to university. And if I don't, I'm not even going to tell you guys what happens. But, and my most favourite video is probably the one I did where I lived on like £3 a day. So I did like a challenge where I would like try to find breakfast, lunch and dinner just for £3. So yeah.
Least favourite. I don't know. Like I think.
Just look at all.
No, but it's like generally like I'm quite happy with the content I put out, and I don't upload a lot because like I am the kind of person that like I just don't want to put it out if I don't like it. And often like some of my favourite videos do the worst on my channel, so it's just like. But one of my favourite videos is either like I've mentioned it twice already. Can you tell I want you to watch it? Like the feet pictures video. It's just funny. Like to me as a person, and then also becoming a TikTok gamer girl. That was just the highlight of my life, I might say, actually.
My favorite video that I've ever made is called Dave is a Racist. It's a stop motion video, and it's about a guy, and he likes maths, and he creates a club, and the club is called the K Cubed, and he accidentally creates the KKK. And it's a really fun video. I showed it at a comedy film festival, and they liked it. And then my least favorite video that I've ever made is I made a video where it was a TikTok, and I said, kids these days will Instagram their bean burger before opening up about how they've been burger. And I'm very sad
I would feel
about
ashamed of that too, if
Yes.
I were you. That's dreadful.
Oh, you liked it? Hell yeah, dude.
Okay, well, that's all you need in comedy is to please one person.
Yeah.
And ideally that person is yourself, but it may be.
But she's from Tenerife,
Exactly.
and that's a nice place.
International success.
Exactly.
Right.
Wait. Say What a Time to Be Alive in Spanish again, because that has made my weekend. It's the best thing I've ever heard.
What a time to be alive in Spanish.
International.
Qué tiempo para estar viva.
A round of applause for that. And while you've got the round of applause, keep it going for our comedy panel. This has been suitably chaotic. This is the end of this now. Everybody can leave. Let's all go and shower. Not
So
together.
if you go on Channel 4, and on there's a 24-hour
Stop talking!
live stream where you could watch 10 cats.